Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Replay Megaman. In the last part we finished off the Robot Masters and started off Wily's castle, I think it is in this one? Or is it just Wily Fortress? I'm not sure. And now we're going to continue on and actually beat the game. Now Wily 3 here is actually supposed to be the sewers underneath his castle, although I've always seen it as a toilet, I'll be honest. And thus is very barely guarded. In fact, I think this is the shortest stage in the game. At this point, just hold right and mash the fire button so you can take out the penguins. Though if you want to, and I recommend doing this for the second half of this section, just let the water take you, because we are moving at double speed at the moment, because after this we're going to have to encounter the shark bullet enemies that we encountered back in Bomb Man stage, and their explosions will hurt you if you're running forward. In Powered Up, this stage I believe was completely different. In fact, the boss was also a much more painful one. I forget how they changed the layout entirely, though. Anyway, time for the boss. This is CWO-01P. Wait, no, CWU-01P, sorry. There's 7 of these guys, and their main weakness is Super Arm, though Hyper Bomb does a good amount of damage against them, too. But I recommend Mega Bustering the first 3, just so you can throw the 4 blocks at the final 4 of them. Powered Up, this boss was a much bigger pain in the ass, I recall correctly. And, yeah, I don't like that. In fact, the Wily Castle in general was almost completely different in the remake. Wily 1 aside, I think. In fact, Wily 4 coming up here, I think, is where the boss rush was, even against the 2 new Robot Masters, because I think I mentioned it slightly before, but Megaman Powered Up was a PSP remake that had 2 modes to it, Classic and New. Classic was essentially this, with 2.5D graphics, and the new version was the reason the remake existed, which was completely new stage layouts, 2 new Robot Masters, and a lot more playable characters as well, because you can play as any of the 8 Robot Masters if you Mega Bustered them. You can play as 3 different versions of Mega Man aside from this, which was Mega Man S, which had the slide, Mega Man C, which had the charge and slide, and then just normal Rock, which was armorless Mega Man who could only kick. By the way, this is where the obsession with Gutsman on Wily's behalf begins. Why is he obsessed with Gutsman? Because Gutsman isn't even his creation unless he had a lot more to do with it than all the others. Because Mega Man 1, 9, and 4, and 6 don't even have his robots as the Robot Masters as far as I'm aware. Because 1 is Light, 4 is Cossack, 6 is just people from all around the world, and 9's Light again. Anyway, going back to Powered Up, there's also a bonus downloadable content character that you can play in Powered Up, which is Roll, your sister. She had like 6 or 7 different costumes, too, which is pretty cool. And then there's Proto Man, who is broken beyond all belief, and there's the momentum screwing me over. Oh, Mega Man 1, your control is kind of weird. Anyway, those who have played this game know that there's a very special item in this stage, and there it is right there. That is the Yasichi. That is actually an item that has been around since Capcom's first game, I believe, 1942. And what it is in this game is it is a full health and weapon restoration. I recommend going for that. It would also reappear in Mega Man 8 through the Rush Charger ability. And it's everywhere in Easy Mode in Mega Man 10. It also has some other minor appearances, like it gets references to Resident Evil 6 and such. But anyway, time for the final half of the boss rush, or final 2/3 more accurately. If you die during it, I believe you start back here at the Bomb Man fight. And he is obviously weak against Firestorm. I didn't get to show him off with his weakness before, so there I am. And now for the rest of it, I'm essentially going to be abusing the Select Trick. I can actually never remember the order that the bosses are in for this, aside from Bomb Man being first. So yeah, as you can see, this Select Trick is powerful. I will say you don't really need to use it. Well, first off, you can't use it in the Genesis remake, but you don't need to use it anyway against Fireman, because he really is calmer in Wily Wars, because his firing rate isn't all over the place. By the way, I forgot to mention, I believe, the weapon that we got from Iceman is Ice Slasher. No, wait, I know I mentioned that last part, didn't I? Okay, never mind. And Gutsman's last. He can actually be the most painful because if you get stuck in that little teleporter and he throws the blocks at you, you are pretty much gonna get hit no matter what you do. So be careful with that. And he's down! Now it's time for the final boss of Mega Man 1. And it's also the only Wily machine that's actually a final boss. Because after this, it becomes the Alien, a Gamma, and then the Wily capsules start. Huh. But yeah, time for Wily Machine 1. Where are you, you little... okay, there you are. 2 phases to this fight, as if a multi-form final boss is a spoiler. The first form is very weak against Firestorm, especially if you can hit him with the shield that surrounds you. And then the second phase actually has no descript weakness. However, Elect Beam, due to its huge sprite, will hit him twice, and if you can time it just right, you can hit him 3 times with a rolling cutter, but I prefer Elect Beam. The pellets do hurt, so watch out for that, though. In the remake Powered Up, this got a completely different design. The first phase looks more like a skull, whereas the second phase looks a lot more like this right here. Then again, the boss fight was just really cool in the PSP version, because he used the boss's abilities. And that was Mega Man 1! Very easy final boss, huh? I like how I paused the victory thing began as I was looking away from Wily, and Mega Man just looks away in disappointment. That was a nice little thing that happened there. And this is also the highest score I've ever gotten in one single game of Mega Man 1, because I always get a game over at some point, aside from this playthrough. But yeah, that was Mega Man 1. Mega Man has ended the evil domination of Dr. Wily and restored the world to peace. Well, there's still like 18,000 games in the series, so not really. However, the never-ending battle continues until all destructive forces are defeated. Fight Mega Man for everlasting peace. And yeah, as I've said twice at this point, that was Mega Man 1. Overall, I think it's still a fairly solid game. It has some problems, like the fact that the Magna Beam is completely missable if you don't even realize that it's there. And the bosses can be kind of overpowered at times. And Mega Man's control is kind of weird in comparison to the later ones due to the whole momentum thing, but I still think it's an overall solid game. It didn't sell that well initially, though, which is kind of weird, because Mega Man 2 became a bestseller, I believe. And I think it's only because the box art, really. If you want to play this, there's the original NES version. There's the Wily Wars remake, which will be the only one of the only 2 other times we might see Mega Man 1 here. The Virtual Console releases where it's on Wii, 3DS, and Wii U, I believe, even now. I'm not sure about Wii U, though. There's the PSP remake, Powered Up, which I highly recommend. That's a great remake. By the way, I love the track that's playing right now. And then there's all the classic collections, which are on GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation 2, I believe. Very accessible game, and rather fun to play. If we ever see Mega Man 1 again, I'm either playing Wily Wars, and I'm probably going to do that in one video entirely, or I'm playing the PSP remake. However, I need PSP capturing technology for that in the first place. But next time we meet in the Mega Man universe, although that game was cancelled, we're probably going to be doing Mega Man 8 and or Base. Or and Base. I'm not sure which one I want to do first, so I'll probably leave that up to you guys, though I probably do have a condition with Mega Man and Base that I'll get to when I start that. But, with that, I'm going to need to end this replay off here. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you're having a great night, and take care. I'll see you guys next Let's Play, whatever that may be. See you guys then.